Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, I want to say the viewpoints, but this could be B&E TV Sports, whichever one. Still, welcome back. It's me, your boy the man, NJ number 2 the city with the number 2 ATO. Let's go. Let's make this video. Now, talking up some sports while I'm playing Madden as well, but more specifically talking up NFL sports. This free agency has been very, very crazy and hectic to where I really cannot tell you who in the world is taking a quarterback anymore, because it seems like every team that needed a quarterback now already has their quarterback. Only problem is, it seems like as well every team that now has a quarterback. It's like they have already like 2 or 3 who they just don't know about, and like they're testing out everybody. But again, I'll try to give you my best opinions on who should take who. The Browns should still take a quarterback, but again, it should not be number 1. It should be at number 4, and that quarterback should still be probably Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield. They should still draft Saquon Barkley number 1. That's just surefire, especially since you already got Tyrod Taylor there. Now, why go ahead and draft the quarterback number 1 and pose that immediate competition? I'm not saying if you draft him at 4, you won't have immediate competition, but again, Saquon Barkley won't be there at 4 if you don't pick him at number 1. I'm pretty sure that's just surefire. He's not gonna be there if you don't pick him in number 1. Saquon's not gonna be there at number 4. Simple as that. But Hugh Jackson, for all you Browns fans, already came out and said there is no competition. Tyrod Taylor is our quarterback. So my take on that personally is, God bless Hugh Jackson and everything he's doing over there, even though I got many critiques about everything him and John Dorsey's doing. But overall, I have to give them 100% props and credit for everything that they are doing when it comes to making some of the genius, really / unexpected trades they've made. I'm thinking to myself, DeShone Kizer, he can kiss his starting quarterback days goodbye until, I want to say until Aaron Rodgers retires, but we know that ain't going to happen anytime soon. The same chance DeShone Kizer has of starting again is the same chance that Brett Hundley had last year starting. That means Aaron Rodgers has to go down with an injury for that to happen. God forbid he goes down with an injury, but that's the only way either one of those guys are going to start in Green Bay, because it's rare. Really, it's just as rare like with Tom Brady getting hurt or Tom Brady. Yeah, it's just as rare. Not with Tom Brady getting hurt, but with Tom Brady playing poor and terrible. It's just as rare. If you were to ask me, Aaron Rodgers playing poor and terrible was just as rare as Tom Brady playing poor and terrible. Just as rare as Drew Brees playing poor and terrible. Usually, unless you're just throwing 3 interceptions every game, they're usually never gonna take you out and replace you with any of your backups if you're one of those guys, unless you really are just doing something like throwing 3 interceptions each and every game and you're showing a lot of regress, so forth and so forth. But my take on it definitely is the Browns should still draft a quarterback. I do believe Tyrod Taylor will work we'll do some great work there in Cleveland. But I do not believe that they have any chance of going deep into the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor. They have every chance of making it to the playoffs, or at least getting a winning record with Tyrod Taylor, but they have no chance of going deep into the playoffs with him. If you ask me personally, forgive me if anybody disagrees with that opinion, but that is just my opinion, and I hope to God Tyrod Taylor proves me absolutely wrong, but I just don't believe he will. Just like, no offense with Kirk Cousins, I'm an okay Kirk Cousins fan, but I still never bought into him being Washington's long-term future. I just never bought into that. And obviously that hunch was correct because they never signed him to a long-term deal. They just went ahead and went like, yeah, letting you in a free agency, and we're going to get Alex Smith. But the only problem is I'm going to tell you this, I don't think that Alex Smith is going to catapult them to the Super Bowl. I can assure you that too. Alex Smith will get them to the playoffs. He'll win them for a game or 2 in the playoffs, but I do not see Alex Smith carrying these guys to a Super Bowl whatsoever. I do not see that whatsoever. I do not see Alex Smith carrying the Washington Redskins to a Super Bowl whatsoever. But at the same time, we will obviously see over time where that entire discussion goes and where the entire training process of that goes. And Minnesota Vikings, I'm so very, very disappointed in them because I cannot believe the Minnesota Vikings showed little to no loyalty towards Teddy Bridgewater. He lost his job through getting hurt, but they showed absolutely no loyalty towards him when it comes to keeping him as their franchise guy. That's why I'm this deeply disappointed in them. And now Teddy Bridgewater, and I'm not saying that Kirk Cousins is not going to go there, he's not going to light it up, but still, you drafted Teddy Bridgewater, and he lost his job through getting injured, and you're not going to keep him to, I want to say, continuously be your starter, or at least battle for the job. You know, I'm a little bit lost for words with that conversation. A little bit lost for words, honestly. But Teddy Bridgewater, well, and now he's over there at the Jets. You know, my opinion about that is the Jets have no clue what they're doing, probably. And you'd be like, what do you mean they have no clue what they're doing? Well, that's one opinion you could have, or one opinion that I have. Another opinion to have is that they know what they're doing, but from the outside looking in, it makes absolutely no sense. You got Teddy Bridgewater, Josh McCown, Bryce Petty, Christian Hackenberg. What in the world are you doing? I swear, this is not Madden where I'll draft like 5 quarterbacks in one draft. This is the actual professionals. But they're managing this like I would manage my Madden team. Because Teddy Bridgewater is 25 years old. Bryce Petty's 26. Hackenberg's 22 or 23. Why in the world, like, I cannot tell you who the Jets are getting with that, I guess, 3rd overall pick now. Yeah, I can't tell you who they're getting, but they cannot tell me. Don't say you're getting a quarterback. It makes no sense anymore. Why would you get a quarterback when you got 3 young quarterbacks already on your roster? What sense does this make? I mean, it's not like they're trading Hackenberg away or Bryce Petty away. You're going to have to cut one of those guys. Like, this makes absolutely no sense for a team like the Jets. No offense to Todd Bowles, but that's why I think him and his GM should have been fired last season after how they mismanaged their quarterback situation. But hopefully, by the way, Hugh Jackson, I think he should have been fired too, to tell you God honest truth. I think Hugh Jackson should have been fired because he mismanaged his quarterback situation the exact same way, or similar. Deshaun Kaiser, he kept, I want to say, Hugh Jackson kept plugging in and plugging out Deshaun Kaiser from the offense. I don't know how many games he actually let Deshaun Kaiser finish. But you had 3 young quarterbacks on your roster. You should have gave them at least, I would say, 5 games apiece or 3 games apiece to prove themselves. You know, long-term longevity, if you ask me. So then you could know who you could cut this offseason when it comes to all 3 of those guys. But you just decided to trade Deshaun Kaiser away. Now you got Hogan still on the roster and Kessler still on the roster. Tyrod Taylor will get you somewhere, but he won't get you to a Super Bowl. I can assure you that right now. He will not get you to a Super Bowl. And then Teddy Bridgewater, like I said, I just don't understand why would he sign with the Jets? Why the Jets don't need him? Jets do not need him. And then why did they just get the 3rd overall pick? Who are you gonna get? You don't need a quarterback. You don't need one. But if you were to ask me still, we'll see what happens, obviously. We'll see. They don't need one if you were to ask me. But Teddy Bridgewater still, I mean, if he gets the opportunity, he's going to beat out both Hackenberg and Petty, if you were to ask me. He's just that skilled and that developed. He's going to beat out both of them anyway. If he gets the opportunity to fight for the job, he's going to beat out them too. And no offense to McCown, but I still don't even understand why they have McCown there. Other than, I guess, to still be a good leader in the locker room, I guess. Other than that, I can't fully tell you. But, again, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, and it makes me want to vomit to a certain degree, or at least it just leaves me and probably a lot of other analysts with our heads being shaken like, what is going on here? What are the Jets planning? What are, all the other teams planning? Like, for example, why in the world did the Bears sign Tyler Bray this past week? And you're probably like, Nate, who in the world is Tyler Bray? Tyler Bray is a quarterback that had been on the Kansas City Chiefs roster since he got drafted. He didn't get drafted, by the way. Actually, went to the free agency, and he's been on their roster ever since. He's been in the league for, I guess, 4 or 5, how many seasons. But he Never played a single snap of regular season ball, if I'm not mistaken. And I just don't understand why in the world Chicago would sign him when I'm telling you they don't need him. They have Mitchell Trubisky, unless they're trying to pull an LA Rams. Let's get 3 young quarterbacks that we already know Jared Goff is our future, but for some strange reason we still got Sean Mannion and Brandon Allen over here. I don't understand why they even got Brandon Allen off waivers last offseason. I just don't. I mean, like these teams, they're making at least my head as an analyst spin, because you're just thrown off their scent completely. Like almost nothing, almost no move they make makes any sense anymore. It just doesn't make any sense. And the Bears still got Mark Sanchez, so I'm assuming that Mark Sanchez is obviously still going to be there as the veteran mentor, obviously. And I guess Tyler Brady's going to be there to be a third string. I'm guessing, honestly. But still, I don't understand why. Why even still have Tyler Brady, or why even still have Mark Sanchez after every other guy you could have. Not to say Sanchez is, I'm a mutual fan of him, but not a big fan of him whatsoever. But and it does puzzle. It is kind of puzzling to know that Sanchez still got a job, but Tebow is playing baseball. Please, someone explain that to me. If you can even begin to explain that to me. Someone explain that. To me or to whoever. Explain that. But, again, let's just hope that these teams, like, for example, especially with this upcoming draft, again, creates even more of a question. Who is going where? Because, like I said before, at the beginning of this taping, it seems like every team that needed a quarterback got a quarterback now. It seems like every team that needed a quarterback got a quarterback out of free agency now. A.J. McCarron, I'm very happy for him, but I still don't get why did you go to the Bills, though? But at the same time, they got, in this case, they got him, and they got, if I'm not mistaken, they have him and they got Nathan Peterman. I can't see them drafting a quarterback now with those two guys, but I could be wrong. Again, you have, like, I just don't get it. I mean, you just don't. That's how this free agency has kind of set itself up to be, where almost no analyst can probably understand this anymore. I just know I darn sure can't understand it anymore. The Jets don't need a quarterback. But with this number 3 overall pick, it seems like that's exactly what they're trying to do, is get a quarterback that they don't need whatsoever. But again, this is not Madden, where I'll draft 5 quarterbacks in one draft. This is real life, where you have to be way more. Obviously, you actually have to be cautious of the livelihoods of these guys. It's amazing. It's just amazing. But yeah, I hope A.J. McCarron, hope he wins the starting job, or Nathan Peterman, whoever else they draft. And then the Cardinals, Mike Glennon is now on the Cardinals as well. They got Mike Glennon, Blaine Gabbert, and Sam Bradford. Somebody again explain to me how this is gonna work. No offense to Mike Glennon, but he's not gonna start. I can already see that coming. He's just gonna be a backup. Sam Bradford, God forbid he gets hurt, but I can see him getting hurt somewhere in the first 10 weeks or something like that. Just because of his already injury, his already history with injury, I can already see that happening. Hope to God he does not, but I already see it happening though. But if they were to draft a quarterback, I can see the Cardinals drafting Mason Rudolph. If they were to draft a quarterback, I can see Lamar Jackson still going, possibly to the Bills, or maybe even to the. I can't even imagine him going to the Jets. I cannot even imagine it. That would make, again, no flipping sense. That would make, again, no flipping sense if he were to go to the Bills. Not the Bills, the Jets. That makes, again, no flipping sense. That's how this quarterback market is in this year's draft now. This is supposed to be the year of the quarterbacks, but yet almost every team that needed a quarterback already has one now. Well, at least they have gaps. They have bridges, At least, or at least they have, bridges to their future. But then why sign all these free agents if they're just bridges to the starting quarterback? Why not just draft your starting quarterback in this year's draft? By the way, I'm not saying that I had all my opinions together while making this, but I do believe I did an overall good job with everything.